I am within a community of twins grouped in pairs of two, specifically the brother-sister combo. It is a group where sharing the same birthday leads to parents screwing up the happy birthday song because they don't know whose name to say first. The type of group where there is always someone to swim in the ocean with while your parents sleep on the beach, and provide you with the double likes on Instagram's Throwback Thursday photos. In my community, I stand alongside a group of girls, all individually fighting off the constant fantasy football updates, the loud sounds of video games blasting through our favorite TV episodes, and the constant accusations of being overdramatic in situations that are clearly important. However, having a partner in crime isn't all bad. I am within a community of people who represent the perfect complement to each other. We use our strengths to build our weaknesses. He provides me with the one-bedroom door-down tutoring service, and I give him life-saving fashion advice, never letting him leave the house in socks and sandals or a striped shirt and plaid shorts. We are a community where it is almost surreal living with someone so opposite to you, yet so much alike. We are a community that cannot and will not be defined by location. 185 miles is what stands between the two of us. I had been preparing myself for the separation for the past year. As we went through the application process, it was pretty clear that we were looking at completely different schools. This was to be expected, considering how different we've always been growing up. For starters, he was more cautious, while I was the risk taker. We had swimming lessons at our pool at our house over the summer, and I would be jumping off the diving board in the deep end, while he was still in the low end hugging the wall with his water wings. Or when we ate ice pops by the pool. I would eat almost all of mine, and he would barely have licked his. As a smart, sugar-hungry child, I would ask if he wanted to switch flavors, and then he would generously trade with me. Even from a young age, he thought about everything logically. When we were 7, I remember sitting in the car and seeing a light blue Volkswagen buggy convertible drive past. "I want that car," I said to my mom. It was pretty, and I liked the fact that you could drive with the top down. "That's a nice choice," my mom said. Then she asked my brother, "What car do you want, Justin?" And he replied, "I want a minivan because it will fit all my friends." In high school, he worked better in smaller settings and hated going to the city, while I didn't mind a crowd and I loved the organized chaos of New York City. So it was not a surprise when he decided to go to Villanova University, a well-respected medium-sized school right in a suburban area, and I chose the large and high-spirited Penn State. Fortunately, they are both in Pennsylvania, so at least we're together in that sense. As the day of departure approached, I was excited for my independence, but sad that we couldn't go through this journey together like we had done with everything else in our lives. As a busy college student, I don't have much free time in my schedule to think about home, but at the weirdest times, I catch myself thinking about how much has changed and missing the little things. Some mornings, on my very long walk to class, I think about the times when we would wait at the bus stop every morning together and eventually drive to school together our senior year. Now I was walking my morning commute alone. Or when I needed help with a math question, I could no longer go next door and ask him. I had to text him. Or when I freak out about something stupid, he's not there to put it into perspective for me. Lastly, I reluctantly admit that I miss his constant ranting about the status of his fantasy football team, which involves months of planning and monitoring, and infamous bragging rights to the lucky winner. My house is always loud and filled with funny conversations. Now my room is quiet most of the time. I know that he is always there for me, but instead of talking in person, we are forced to converse through text messages. Before going home for Thanksgiving, I was worried that things would be different and that we would not be as close. However, when I came home, I felt like I had never left. It felt like I was now living two separate lives, and I had pressed the resume button the second I walked through my front door. My family sat around the table and ate dinner. My mom had made her famous lasagna, which is a whole lot better than the campus dining food. We talked about college, my little sister's soccer tournament, and my cousin's recent engagement. Then we all went inside and hung out in the family room like we did almost every Sunday night. We watched the latest episode of The Walking Dead. It was in that moment that I realized not much had changed at all. My family was still just as loud and fun. I am within a community of twins grouped in pairs of two, and my community is never defined by location. No matter what, my brother and I will always share the special bond of being twins.